Hey! Welcome to the other side. I'm glad you're here. I'd offer you a cup of tea if I could. I'm kind of hoping you're watching this from somewhere a lot warmer than here, but I think most of North America is in the deep freeze right now. Even down south, you guys are like shaking in your shoes. They're coating the oranges down in Florida with water to try to insulate them. So it's pretty cold. It's January and it's a new year. And what I want to do, guys, is I want to tell you a quick story. Last fall, I had been teaching some different classes and individual classes, and it was kind of like a 2-hour thing or a 4-hour thing, or I even did ones that was an hour and a half, 4 weeks in a row, and we were teaching some major marketing stuff, good heavy-duty stuff. But what I started to notice is that most people, because of the break of a week in between the sessions, the truth is that they were on the call, they felt great, they were really excited, they understood, they got off the call, and life got in the way. And they weren't getting done what they needed to get done, and months would go by and they still weren't making progress. And I don't know if that sounds familiar to you or that's been one of the things that's gone on in your business. And I started to think about my own background. And before I got involved in network marketing and having a home business, I was trained to be a teacher. And the type of teacher that I was trained to be is kind of important. Porque muchas personas no entienden que hablo español y he viajado a México y he vivido en España y hablo español bastante bien. Now, if you're wondering what happened, did we flip over the channel to Univision? No. What I said was most people don't realize that I was trained to be a Spanish teacher, and I speak Spanish pretty well, and I've traveled to Mexico, and I lived in Spain for a while. And basically, the way I learned the language was not through sitting and reading a book and coming to a class once a week or twice a week, but by actually going and immersing myself in a place where I had no choice but to speak the language. And that's how Home Business Immersion was born. It was the idea that if I taught people once a week or twice a week that they wouldn't make progress because they weren't speaking the language of their home business every single day, and they weren't learning to manipulate the words and the attractor factor, and they weren't learning how to put together their stuff because they were getting distracted all the time. Well, when I was in high school and I went to live in Spain, there was no distraction. There was no option. Nobody spoke English, and I had to speak the language or I wasn't going to get where I wanted to go. I wasn't going to eat what I wanted to eat, and I was going to have problems. So this past October, we developed the 6-week Home Business Immersion group. And this is a small group of people. We get together every single day. Before it was 5 days a week. I'm looking at 7 days a week. I'm promising you 5, but there's a good chance that we're going to go 7 days a week. We get together for at least an hour a day. Do you have to be on every single call? No, it's impossible. We rotate the times. But you're there as much as humanly possible and listening to the audios and watching the videos from the other days. And what you learn during that time period is, gosh, the language of home business. If you have not developed a following, if you have not developed a list, if you have not understood that there's 4 C's to your business, and when you learn this stuff, when you create marketing mechanisms, it's like having a virtual cash register. And that's why you see some people, it seems so easy for them. It's because they're abiding by the laws and the language of home business. Most people don't know the laws and the language. They have no clue, and they're running around just basically going, yo, me llamo Diana y hablo español. Vivo en Connecticut. And when they sound like that, native speakers kind of tend to laugh at them, and people that want to learn aren't interested in learning with them. You have to get to the point where you're fluid and natural, you're comfortable in your own skin, and you're sure of your marketing skills, because that's what's going to attract lots and lots of people to you, and that's what's going to attract to you the money that you want to earn. So we're going to start this thing, and you're either seeing this video after you were on the call, which we did, and you heard all the details there, and you're jazzed up and just coming to find out more. Or you didn't hear the call, and in which case there's an audio right below with me talking with everybody for a little while, you know, all the details, Q&A. But real quick, let me tell you what I got. And I want to be clear, I put this together, and this is a major, major, major commitment for me. I mean, I need to rest up in between these puppies because when you're doing 6 weeks every day for that number of people, that level of commitment, that level of, you know, designing the class, hot seat coaching, looking at everybody's materials and stuff, it's a big commitment. And I designed it because I just want to be the person for you that I wish I could have found 8 years ago, 9 years ago. You know, I learned everything I know from books and seminars, and I spent a lot of money, and I spent a lot of time, and I traveled, and it took me years to get it all, and I still don't have it all. I'm not going to say I do, but I got a lot of it, kids. It took me years to crack these codes. And my goal here is to create an environment that's very conducive to learning, very conducive to growth, and to make it reasonable so that, you know, most people can access it. So what I've done is I've put together all different levels for people so that no matter what your budget is and what your situation is, that you can access this type of training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head inside because I'm getting pretty chilly out here. And I'm going to put up some slides, and I'm going to go through with you the offerings. They're also written below. And, you know, there's a limited number of spots. I can only handle so many people. I can't possibly give this type of attention and service to a million people. I only do it a couple times a year. And quite frankly, January and this time period is like a really important time for you. You know, if you started last summer and you got your momentum going, you're cranking right now. You're making money. You're going wild, okay? If you even started in September, October, your list is moving. You have opt-ins. You have, you know, sales and all this stuff going on. But if you waited till after January because you were being like, you know, like everybody else, well, I'll get started in January, there is no better time than to immerse yourself and get this cranking now so you can take advantage of the spring momentum. Every spring we see good stuff going on. Every spring the season changes and people are ready to go. If you spend the next 6 weeks and you do the do, not only will you have blogs and capture pages and a list going on and people writing to you and people calling you, but you're finally going to have the self-confidence that you need to do what you want to do. So let's go inside because I'm cold, and I'll fill you in on everything, and then grab your spot. If you have questions, you can contact me, but I will be updating you as we go along. You'll get a couple of emails from me because I'll let you know how many spots are left and so on. I expect that we're going to sell out within the next couple of days, and, you know, I'd love to work with you. So happy New Year. It's really, really cold out, and I can't wait to do the next one of these in the springtime when I can be outside and enjoy the weather. But gosh, guys, it is... no hay momento como ahora, no hay tiempo como ahora, y es que tengo un corazón tan grande para ayudarles con sus negocios, con su vida, con sus ganas de tener su propio negocio. What I said was, I can't even remember what I said, but my heart is full to want to help you with your business. I'm not going to give you crazy claims. I'm not going to give you, you know, I'm not going to tell you what I made last month. It's the most money I've ever made in my life. It still stuns me. But that's not relevant to you. I could put a whole bunch of junk on this page with my PayPal account and my this and my affiliate stats. It's baloney, guys. And at some point you have to stop falling for that. At some point you have to figure out that the answer sits inside of you. And the only person that's going to do it is you. There's no system, there's no tool, there's no magic, there's no ebook, there's no, you know, whatever, Twitter getter, whatever. That was last year's big thing. Who knows what it'll be this year that everybody buys. Why not invest in yourself? Why not become fluent? Because in the moment that you are fluent in your home business, in the language of this industry, that's the moment that you're free. And no change, no wind blowing, no technology change, no Google slap, or no nothing can ever stop you or knock you down again.